According to Sports Pro, Caitlin Clark is the fourth most marketable athlete in the world. Yeah, not just female athlete, not just in the United States, but in the entire world.
Have you seen what Caitlin Clark just did? She did more than just sign a contract. She altered the endorsement guidelines. Not only is Clark's new $13 billion collaboration noteworthy, it's revolutionary. But at this point, Clark makes some really noteworthy moves, and things start to get extremely intriguing. You won't believe how some WNBA players are reacting to this potentially game-changing arrangement. Watch this space as we explore the drama, including A.A. Wilson's reaction to women's basketball. Caitlin Clark basketballs in striking purple and yellow are being released by Wilson and High. The Dreamer and Tribute editions are the perfect gift for fans because they will arrive in time for the holidays. Everyone is buzzing about this creative collaboration and eye-catching ads. This $13 billion partnership demonstrates Wilson's ability to identify talent. Nike, however, made a mistake. When Wilson saw Caitlin Clark's potential early on, he made a bold, game-changing choice. Let's go back to the time Wilson signed Clark. It was a very smart move.
How? In what way? What does she sell out tens of thousands of Wilson basketballs in 40 minutes? I mean, what has A'ja Wilson done to say that she is worth every penny and then?
Caitlin Clark's acquisition by Wilson is a game changer. By doing something they had only ever done once with Michael Jordan, they took a significant risk. Social media went berserk as soon as the agreement was made public, and everyone was discussing it. Wilson had recently revolutionized women's athletics.
Here, they just had this go, and this is the Hy-Vee Instagram account. Again, Wilson, Caitlin Clark, really smart, very cool video, lots of smiling face.
Clark's first basketball was then made available. Tens of thousands of basketballs were gone in an instant when it sold out in a couple of minutes. This is a historic event. Caitlin Clark is now just the second athlete in history to buy a Wilson, after Michael Jordan.
Caitlin Clark just did something nobody has done since Michael Jordan. Wilson Sporting Goods signed the WNBA star to a multi-year deal. She's the first female athlete to have her own collection with Wilson, and it will be built similar to Jordan's collection in the 1980s that included those signature basketballs.
However, Wilson is not going to stop there. They had ambitious intentions for Clark to discover something new about her. Her ability to interact with fans and close deals, her star power, and her skill on the court. Wilson is betting heavily on Clark. And so far, it's paying off nicely.
Only athlete to have a signature basketball with Wilson other than Michael freaking Jordan. Wilson's head of global partnership said, "We haven't done a deal of this magnitude since we did one with Michael Jordan 30 to 40 years ago."
What does this profound change mean for women's sports? The way businesses view female athletes, how they promote to sports fans, and how much they value women's sports in general are all evolving. Clark is changing the game not just on the court, but also in marketing conferences and boardrooms around the sports industry.
I don't know that I can name an athlete in recent memory that is sold at this level. And there's the key, folks. Caitlin Clark moves products. Caitlin Clark moves merchandise. And here's what I was talking about too. They mentioned it here. Where in September, Wilson dropped the first Clark-inspired basketball. It sold out in under 40 minutes. Tens of thousands of basketballs snapped up almost instantly.
This Wilson deal is only the beginning. Wilson and Clark will have a tremendously passive impact on women's athletics as they prepare to take things to the next level. Are you ready to see what happens next? Caitlin Clark recently made a big move with a $13 billion alliance. Here's the twist, though. Rather than entering into a personal contract, she persuaded Wilson and Hay, the massive Midwest supermarket chain, to add women's sports.
And shout out to Wilson. I think we all really, really appreciate what Wilson has done. They seem to be the only business, the only entity that has taken Caitlin Clark at face value for what and who she is and the opportunities that can bring. Fully, completely embraced her, been great with their marketing. Product drops. I mean, I don't even know how many different basketballs now, but they've made multiple product drops with, limited quantity, I guess you could say. They're sold out right away. They keep doing more.
A chain of supermarkets would come to mind, but they're not your average company. They are a major player in the retail industry, and Caitlin Clark is the center of their attention. Furthermore, they're not just writing her name on a cereal box. Rather, they are creating something entirely unique and intriguing.
Apparently all of her basketballs or collabs that she's done
Yeah.
sold out pretty quick.
The exciting part starts at this point. As High launches special limited edition basketballs, guess who's back in the running? Because of their resemblance to Clark, these balls are known as the Clark Dreams and Tribute Wilson basketballs. Wilson and Hay are creating a kind of super squad off the field.
You can see here, Caitlin Clark lands $13 billion brand collab as WNBA stars bond with Wilson grows deeper. And that's the cool part, man. Shout out to Wilson.
But why is this such a big problem? It concerns the future implications for women's sports marketing. This kind of collaboration is groundbreaking and setting a new standard for how female athletes work with large corporations. Recall that they have supported Caitlin Clark at every stage, exhibiting their commitment to her journey from the start. You might remember their gift to the Caitlin Clark Foundation when she was living in Iowa. Clark is not just signing a contract, but also contributing to the production of products that tell her story. According to Wilson, each ball represents a distinct stage of Clark's development from her time at Iowa to her ascent to WNBA stardom. It makes sense because building a brand is more crucial than advertising. Sport Pro ranked her as the world's fourth most marketable athlete.
This is a collaboration with supermarket chain Hy-Vee. They rake in more than $13 billion annually. Huge company, just in time for the...
Hey, what does this signify going forward? Maybe more companies will take similar risks, collaborate more imaginatively, and invest more in women's sports. Who knows? Maybe the stats won't shock us the next time a female athlete accepts a deal. Rather, we'll be waiting for them.
And what this is Hy-Vee has announced an exclusive, yeah, that's right, an exclusive drop of Caitlin Clark's Dreamer and Tribute Wilson basketballs. Very cool. Big deal. Good job, Wilson. You know, they probably went and put this together. I mean, maybe Hy-Vee contacted Caitlin Clark first, but, you know, it's probably something, the type of thing.
Clark has the backing of Wilson and Hy-Vee, but what about Nike? This is when things start to become interesting, even though you would think they would be all over this by now. Fans were left wondering where the Clark shoes, shirts, and massive marketing campaign were after Nike signed him to a $28 million contract. It seems unbelievable.
And get this, Hy-Vee says it's making a donation to the Caitlin Clark Foundation in honor of her record. $35,690 will be donated. In Clark's basketball career, she's scored 3,569 points to beat the old record.
It's not exactly a secret that Clark is popular. Every day that Nike is unable to take use of Clark's star power is a day lost in the fast-paced world of sports marketing. Despite a 500% rise in her jersey sales, Nike isn't selling despite the willingness of fans to purchase.
And then at number 4, Caitlin Clark, LeBron James at 3, Vinicius Jr., who is a Brazilian soccer star, and number 1 being Simone Biles. As you can see, Caitlin Clark is the only WNBA player in the top 10, and she's actually the only WNBA player in the top 20.
Insiders in the industry are also perplexed. They contend that Nike ought to put Clark's image on billboards, launch shoe lines, and take other actions, but instead they appear to have put her on the sidelines.
While strengthening the partnerships she's already built, from basketballs flying off shelves to multi-million-dollar endorsements, CC is at the forefront of athlete brand.
A recent rumor claims that Nike wants to prioritize AA Wilson's shoes over Caitlin Clark's, but from a marketability perspective, it isn't possible. Caitlin Clark is clearly ahead of AA Wilson.
Her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials. We have not seen any ads. We have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise. And we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes. It is mind-blowing.
This is where things get very weird when Nike is in control. While Wilson sells out basketballs in a matter of minutes, other companies are introducing exclusive items. Nike acknowledges Clark's value, just like everyone else.
Where is Caitlin Clark's shoe? Jersey sales skyrocketed by 500% this season. Where's the shoe, folks? Where is it?
Clark is proving that women's sports can bring in a sizable sum of money, but it seems like everyone, aside from Nike, is currently benefiting from this. What is the problem? Is Nike, the biggest brand in women's basketball, making a huge mistake? Or do they have some insight that we don't?
Where's the shoe, folks? Where is it? Paige Becker recently landed her own signature shoe. Crappy shoe, but she got one. And yeah, you're right. Vocal, of course. Why not? We should be vocal. Absolutely ridiculous.
Can you imagine being in the Nike boardroom at this very moment? Despite having the most attractive basketball player, they are not making use of her. It would be comparable to having a Ferrari and storing it in the garage. However, the narrative is not yet complete. Additionally, an envious AA Wilson disclosed a 6-year contract extension with Nike in what seems to be a response to Caitlin Clark's stunning new contract. However, the announcement has not been disregarded. Many are questioning if this arrangement can truly compete with Clark's unparalleled market power, and many are presuming that it is driven by jealousy.
Reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the 3rd time. We have talked about this multiple times on my channel. Is A'ja Wilson currently the best player in the WNBA? Yes. Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think that would be the...
It's absolute and utter embarrassment. Nike should be shut down simply out of shame for the way they have treated Caitlin